Hello, my dear friends. You're on the Military Summary channel, and today we will discuss situation in Ukraine on the 18th of April. Today we got a lot of very interesting news, and let's start reading them step by step. According to my video I told you a few days ago, to be more precise, on Saturday, the second stage of Russian special operation started. The Donbas boiler operation started. We are calling this operation in the military summary community. We are using two kind of words. We're calling it Donbas boiler, or some of you are asking to call it Donbas cauldron. But Russians, they prepared their own title of this operation. They're calling this operation Donbas Ark. The most important news are coming today from this area between Izium and Lysychansk agglomeration. Starting from the very morning, all publics, Russian and Ukrainians, were announced that Russians took town named Kremenная. And I was very surprised with that because, as far as understood, they took this town like with one jump. They took like all the troops, artillery, tanks, and just with one jump they managed to take town. First they took the suburbs of this area. They were attacking from the north. First they took the suburbs of this area, and the mayor of this town told that Russians are in the town in the suburbs, and a few hours later he told the town is totally under Russian control. So I was very surprised because, first of all, during this weekend we got a lot of interesting information from this area, and the one news from this area was totally opposite to another news from this area. First of all, as soon as Russians started their operation, and as far as you remember I told you that they began their operation in a town named Popasna, Ukrainian forces, they started their counterattack operation exactly in this area. They attacked from town Kremenная to the north. It was their attack. First, of course, Russians, they did attempt to storm this area, but as far as understood, it was recognition in battle, in combat. Then Ukrainian forces did counterattack, and they pushed Russians from town Kremenная to the north. And as far as understood, they thought, and it was established, it was shown on this map, that their counterattack was pretty successful as far as understood, according to the map and the information we got from the internet. And that allowed Ukrainian forces to split their army from town named Kremenная over all this territory. They pushed Russians very on the north. And I was surprised how the second stage started and the Ukrainian forces did so successful counterattack. But today in the morning, it was yesterday and on Saturday, but today in the morning we got the news that Russians took this town completely. So I understood that it was some kind of maneuver. Russians attacked the town named Kremenная, then Ukrainian forces did counter-strike, and Russians make Ukrainian feel that their counter-strike was so successful, so the Ukrainian forces, they put Russian to the north so very far. And it was a kind of trap. As soon as the forces in Ukrainian forces split on this area for very many kilometers, Russians did another counter-attack and took this town almost without any battle here. But not so simple, not so easy in this area. According to the Russian forces map, they're saying that Ukrainian forces, they did not left this area. So you see that they're saying that they moved just to the south. They left the town and moved to the south. That also might be kind of trap. Ukrainian forces, they moved from town Kremenная to the south. And if you see this on this map, this is a very, very big forest. So as far as understood, Ukrainian forces, they're not planning to leave this territory, but they understood that it's impossible to protect themselves in this town, so they decided to move to the forest, and now they're planning to, as far as I understand, planning to use sabotage tactics in this area, so partisan war. So we're gonna see what's going to be next, but I want to tell that this town gives a lot of benefits and a lot of benefits to Russian forces. We will discuss this a little bit later. Another news are coming from this area. You remember town named Borovaya, this very important railway station center, and Russian are moving to the south along this railway road. So they're moving from Baravaya to this area. And today we got information that today Russians were fighting on this area. So they're almost take town named Lazove. This is very important area. So the main destination is this area, town named Svetogorsk. Why is that? I'll explain you. Russians are moving along this railroad, and Izum area, this area, this area doesn't have any support using the railroad. As far as you can see, this railroad moves to the Kharkiv region, so there is no way to support this area, and this is one of the most important area with rail services. So the only way of support they can use is just the local roads, but it's very uncomfortable because of many factors, logistic, because of expenses, fuel expenses, and so on. So of course, to support this area, the best solution here is to use the railway services. So Russians, they're moving here. So the main area they want to capture at this time is this area, and in this railway station they will be able to retransfer their cargo with ammo, with weapon, with tanks and equipment to a town named Izum, and from here they will be able to continue attack to the south. Also, I'd like to tell about some updates regarding this map. According to the Russian sources map, we need to understand that this area is under Russian control. According to Russian sources, you can see this here. This one, town named Terny. This is it. So now Russians, they have very interesting situation. You see that this area we just spoke about is on the left side of river Seversky Donetsk. So we can say that this territory is on the Russian side, and it's very difficult for Ukrainians to cross. For now, they're controlling most of the way to control this river, but in any case, all these crosses are under Russian control. So the first stage in the north of Russia, in this area, Russians are planning to capture entire this territory, and as I told you, the main target they're planning is town named Liman. So for now, they are able to attack town named Liman from three sides. At least they're planning to do this, and from this one. So this is the situation regarding the town named Liman, where around this key region for capturing the north of the Donbas cauldron. And other news are coming from the Izum area. Now, for now, there is no updates regarding places, towns, and pictures like this, but there are very heavy clashes here, and Russians are moving into every direction. The most heaviest battles are near town Devgenke, so near this forest. So you understand that this is the forest we discussed, where Ukrainians has a lot of sabotage groups. Also, Russians are moving in this direction to the west, and of course to the south, to town named Borovinkova. And today the mayor of Borovinkova and the mayor of Lysychansk, they announced about very urgent evacuation of the citizens, and it was very interesting to hear this from the town named Lysychansk. So they understand as soon as Russian took this town, now they are able and they can cross this Seversky Donetsk from any place, and it will be very difficult to control this cross, and they can anytime attack Lysychansk agglomeration and to back. So for now, these guys are protecting, are in a very good defense, but as far as you can see, as I understand, the main line fortified area is towards the Russian area, but not from this side, because town Kremenaya was like a flank in this area, and the flank has fallen, and now they don't have protected flank, and they are very scared. It's a very dangerous situation, and now they started the evacuation process. As we discussed in the previous videos, as the most possible way of Ukrainians attacks as soon as Russians start the second stage of operation, we discussed about the Kharkiv group, and we was right. Ukrainians, they did their job in Kharkiv region. They start their counter-attack operation. They start to attack from Kharkiv to the north. In this area, they're trying to push Russians from this area because you see even now in this photo, Russians are bombing this area without any hesitation. They're not hesitate, and they're not showing any mercy on this town. And it's question of surviving and question of Ukrainian question. They need to push Russians as far as possible from this town. And As you can see, they managed to take a few villages around this city, and we can say it's pretty successful. Also, their attack from the Kharkiv in direction of town named Kupiansk, from this area to this area. And as far as you can see, I have a lot of questions about this, but let's discuss. First, they took a few towns here. So they established a small fortified area here. And now they're moving next. And today we got information there was like not like heavy fire, but as far as understood, Ukrainian forces, they dropped there here sabotage groups, and there were battles with sabotage groups in this area. It's like a very back of Russians. I'm not sure that Ukrainian force will be able to pass town named Shevchenkovy, because this town is situated between these two rivers, but we will see what is going to be next. Also, Russians, they started their operation in around the town named Gulay Polye. It's also a very interesting area. This map is not updated, so these sources are not showing about this attack, but Russians, they are showing this. They're showing that there start very heavy clashes here, and this area is very interesting, and I will explain you why. So, as far as you can see, Russians managed to take town named Malinovka, and they're moving it's on the east from the fortified area of Gulay Polye. They took town Malinovka, and now they're moving like to the north. And the main idea of this attack, I'll explain you the main idea on the second map, on this map. So Russians, they take town named Malinovka. Let's mark it. So we can say that now, for now, this is the Russians' fortified area. I'm not sure that they're planning. I think that they will establish here some front line, and the main idea not to allow the forces from this Gulay Polye fortified area to drop reinforcements into this area. So it's and as you can see, and Russians now, they're attacking with wide fronts. It was proved by many Russian publics and sources that now Russians attacking not on the roads but with the wide front lines, and sometimes in some cases like Izyum here, their front lines can be up to 10 kilometers. Imagine yourself like 10 kilometers line of equipment, forces, troops are moving forward, and that's what they're doing in this area. So from this area they're moving here, and as far as you can see, there is almost nothing that can stop them, just fields, and with wide front line they're moving in direction of town named Pokrovsk, and we discussed that it's one of the most important town. I'm not sure if they're planning to reach this area, but in case if they're moving here, they will be able to cut off this road, which will close and destroy any support and supply of the south of Donbas cauldron boiler area, which will allow and activate Russian forces from Avdiivka group to attack town named Kurakhova and take Avdiivka into another cauldron, something like this. Another news are coming from the Kherson area. There is like frontline battles, and the Russians, this map is not updated, but from this map we can see that Russians, they moved forward in some position and took back the towns that the Ukrainian forces took the week ago. Now let's move to the Mariupol. Mariupol is almost done. Every town, every street are clean. The only thing that still need to be cleaned is the Azovstal region, and today we got information that this guy is in a very critical situation, and as far as I know, the head of the forces in this area, he even wrote a message to the Rome Pope asking him to help, asking him to be a participant, to take participation in negotiation between Azovstal forces and the Russians to allow them to move to get away from here. During this weekend there were a lot of attempts to break through this area, but Russians, they established very powerful front line, and they destroyed every single attempt of Ukrainians to cross this area, and a lot of forces are surrendering here. And this weekend it was the first day when Russian uses air bombs in this area. I will tell you something about Azovstal. As I know, there are at least 6 floors underground where Ukrainian forces may hide. So in this area they can stay for a very long time, and so that's why Russians used yesterday the air bombs, which can get very deep and to kill everyone under this Azovstal. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching, subscribe my channel and enjoy your day.